George the Steamroller is one that you never want to make eye contact with. He is rude, boisterous, and believes that roads are far more adequate than the railways, to which he never lets anyone forget it. He is also quite infamously known to be a troublemaker, and no matter how many times he had been punished, it'd only be a matter of time before he slips back into old habits. Everyone hated George, and one day it all came to a head. Toby was stuck on the farm crossing with a loaded stone train down from Farquhar Quarry. George was on his way to mend a road at Arlesdale Green when he had to stop.
Hey, what is all this? I have important work that needs to be finished, and fast! Get out of my way!
One of my trucks had a hot axle box. I'm waiting for my driver to put the trouble right.
Paw, you're just being lazy. I reckon you're doing this on purpose to block the whole traffic. You never have this kind of problem if you were a vehicle instead of an engine.
I'm not being lazy. It's just a stroke of inconvenience that couldn't be helped. Once it's fixed, I'll be out of your way soon.
But George didn't care. Even after Toby had cleared the section and he was on his way again, he was still furious.
This is an outrage! Us road vehicles should have a top priority, not these heaps of scrap iron.
Later, he arrived at Arlesdale Green, which ran near the small railway, and was put to work. As to be expected, he wouldn't stop ranting in his usual old ways.
Railways are no good! Pull them up, turn them into roads! Railways are no good! Pull them up, turn them into roads!
Sober up, boy, and focus on the job rather than getting into trouble again.
And you back there should mind your own business. I am king of the rollers, and I'll say whatever I please. You're just a nosy person who just sticks his head to where it's not needed, whereas I deserve the utmost respect and shouldn't be kept waiting behind level crossings, riding on wrong rails and be overshadowed by those pathetic railway engines.
George was so busy ranting and arguing with his driver, he forgot to keep a good lookout. And then...
Oh, crud. Quick, we need to move those oil drums away before another engine comes.
But it was too late, for Mike was coming down the line with a ballast train. When he saw the steel drums, it was too late.
Crane pins and couplings! Stop! Stop! Oh! Youch!
Thankfully, the driver jumped clear before the crash, but poor Mike and the ballast trucks were derailed and damaged.
Are you okay, Mike?
Does it look like I'm okay? Oh, I'm hurt! Who in the small controller's name let those drums on my track?
Small controller, eh? I suppose it's no wonder why this tiny toy railway of yours is so unreliable. You belong in a hobby shop, not still roaming around.
Oi! I've heard that toy remark before, and I don't suppose it was you that caused me to crash, you stupid cabbage?
Cabbage? Oh, if I had it my way, I'd flatten you and the rest of your mates in the—
That's enough, you two. George, I've seen what you've done, and I am most displeased. I'm gonna report this to both the council and Mr. Fergus Duncan himself.
And he did. Once Frank arrived with the breakdown gang, Mike was soon put back on the rails and was taken back to Arlesburg West to be fixed. As for George, already he had so many signs pointing right at him, including the foreman and the small controller. When he returned to his shed that night, his owner of the Sodor Island Council and the mayor came to see him looking quite livid.
I don't know how many times do we have to keep on saying this, But this has reached a boiling point where your anti-rail attitude has gone way out of hand, George.
And as a member of the council, I am incredibly appalled at this. Do you realize how much trouble you've caused to one of Mr. Duncan's engines due to your carelessness? I can't believe after all these years, you never acted your age, do you?
Well, I can explain. You see, that old teapot you call a tram engine was obstructing the—
Stow it, George. We don't even want to hear it anymore. You are officially given one final warning or else. Good night.
George was left alone that night. He thought about all the previous times he had tried to one-up the railways over the years and how they have all backfired on him very successfully.
Get out of my way, you great clumsy road hog!
I don't move for any imitation steamrollers. You don't own the road. Get out of my way!
Ah! That was your fault!
No, it wasn't. It was yours.
There's no time to wait. I must clear my trucks from the main line to let Gordon through.
Ha! Then he'll have to wait too.
Ugh. Look, George, the express does not wait nor stop at Crosby. Either you move out of my way, or else I'll have to shove you aside like a similar steamroller from that 1953 film that once blocked an engine and— Get out of my way! Great balls of Swindon!
You know what? I have had it with railways! And those stupid engines are always ruining my life because everyone prefers them over me! If this is how they feel, then that's that! Tomorrow, I am going to put a stop to all this! Yeah, that's right. I'll show them. I'll show them all!
The next morning, George's driver came and lit his fire. They are going to help repair the car park in Maithwaite. When he was ready, George trundled away. He was passing through the yard of Wellsworth when he noticed Den, the hydraulic diesel, in a siding surrounded by men, including Harvey and the fat controller.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I just don't know what happened. My brakes have, well, what I mean to say is, Don't worry, Den. I know what you're trying to say, and I can assure you that this is by no means entirely your fault. We'll get you back to the diesel works to have your brakes mended. And so will those buffers. Oh, thank you, sir. Hey, cheer up, Den. You're quite lucky because that's what buffers and runaway sidings are for, to stop engines from crashing. I know. Even if they break often on occasion.
Buffers. So that's why they're always placed at the end of sidings, and how all the engines are still in one piece. But hold on, there's probably so many of them around the whole island, and how am I going to carry out my plan without my driver knowing? Not unless I have a good reason.
Throughout the day, as George carried on with his duty, he was abnormally silent. The other engines ignored him as usual, but he couldn't be bothered with them. By late afternoon, it was nearly time to head for home. And suddenly, George decided to put his plan in motion.
Driver, the station master just came up to me during lunch break. He's gotten a very important phone call from the fat controller. He says he wants us to smash as many of the buffers on Sodor as possible.
Many of them. Wait a second, unless it's another one of your schemes, then I'm...
Oh, no. You got it wrong. He did come to see me with specific details. Anyways, he said that the buffers are getting rather worn and weak. And if they aren't ridden up soon, goodness knows what would happen if a runaway engine used those sidings. So we must start now. Besides, it would save him lots of time to get new ones. And if we do it well, he might give us a promotion.
Promotion? Well, if that's what he said, then I guess orders are orders. Hold on. Did he actually say when he wants them broken up?
Early tomorrow, 2 a.m. sharp.
That early? Gosh, I'll need an early night's sleep. But if you're sure, I won't argue.
That night, after he returned to his shed, George smiled wickedly to himself.
Sooner or later, it'll be the final nail in the engine's coffin, and no one will get in my way!
Henry the Green Engine was pulling the Flying Kipper in the early hours in the morning at 5:30 a.m. Although the run was going well, the same can't be said for the old fish vans. They are currently on their last wheels and are due to be taken to the scrapyard.
I'll be grateful when the new vans come in from the mainland. I can only hope they won't act as bad as those newer trucks James and Thomas had to put up with from last year.
But as they reached the top of Gordon's Hill, it happened. The front coupling on the old van behind his tender broke!
That's peculiar. Either my load feels lighter or...
Oh, Kippers! Quick, Henry! We need to make a run for it!
Startled, Henry went as fast as he could, but the van soon caught up to them with a sudden bump. And then there was trouble.
Horrors!
Henry! Are you alright?
Ow! My left side is sore, though the other half of me is okay. But I could have sworn before we crashed there are supposed to be buffers in that siding.
Yeah, I saw it too. How come they've gone? Buffers just don't disappear. This is very strange, but we can worry about this later. Right now, we better call the breakdown gang and quick!
But Henry would not be the only engine that would suffer a similar dilemma. Throughout the entire day, other engines on the island faced the same thing. The railway is in a huge crisis. Some engines that had sustained damage from the accidents they were involved had to be sent to the steam and diesel works respectively. The Fat Controller is having a very stressful time, for he was getting a lot of phone calls and complaints non-stop.
Yes, I understand. Send Dennis and Diesel to the Diesel Works, then Donald, Arthur, Whiff, and Ryan to the Steamworks. Yes, of course, sir. Do not worry. I'll look into the matter straight away. Yes, I deeply apologize for the inconvenience. Bye. Oh. Oh. Hello, Sir Stephen Topham Hatt speaking. What? Hero has also been involved in an accident too? Right, I'll send for another engine to escort him to the Steamworks as well. Bye. Oh. Harvey! Oh, thank goodness you're back here. Hero has had an accident and needs to go to the Steamworks. What? Are you serious, sir? I only just came back from rescuing 6 other engines just now. What's going on? Yes, I understand you and the Breakdown Gang are feeling the pressure too, and I have no idea what's going on myself, but we can't risk Hero being stranded, so he really needs your help. But I assure you, once I look into the matter, it'll all be over soon. Understood, sir. On my way! Oh, what a day. And I've hardly got time to finish my sandwiches. If this keeps happening, we're going to be in very hot waters. Excuse me, sir. I think I may know the answer. Edward! Oh, let's hear it then, but make it quick in case the phone rings again. Well, sir, when I was helping Donald to the Steamworks, he told me that when he came into the siding just before he crashed, there were no buffers to stop him. What? No buffers? Are you sure? Absolutely sure, sir. And it's not just him, but also Henry, Dennis, Diesel, Arthur, Whiff, and Ryan, all 7, and Hero to an extent, all noticed the same thing. In fact, nearly all the buffers on the island are missing. Interesting. Now that you mention this to me, either this might be some theft going on, or that someone could be trying to sabotage the whole railway system. Sir, you might want to just come back inside the office. Oh, let me guess. Another call on the line? Not really, almost. But there's a few emails you might want to check out. It's from the yard managers, signalmen, and other station masters who have sent over some footage of the accidents that happened today from each of their security cameras. I see. I'll be right back then, Edward. Perhaps our luck has turned for the better into all these strange anomalies. Buffers just don't simply vanish into thin air. And with all these accidents happening at the same time, if our railway is really being sabotaged, maybe there could be a thief around here trying to make a profit. They love causing havoc just to be rich. Then again, the buffers were still intact yesterday, and if they had been destroyed, it couldn't possibly been people doing it all in one single night. Unless it might be someone else much more powerful, like a big machine. So if that's the case, then maybe the actual culprit might have been... Oh, gracious me! Are you all right, sir? Yes, I'm fine, Edward. But we must get to Sodor now. I need to have a word with the council. Hurry, please. Right away, sir. Meanwhile, George was on his way back to his shed after completing the work in Maithwaite. He was feeling pleased with himself and looking forward to a much-needed rest. But as he approached Sudbury Station, he saw Edward blocking his way.
Not this again! Move out of my way, you worthless hunk of old iron!
Not so fast, George. You won't be returning home to your shed. In fact, this is the end of the road for you.
Oh yeah? Says who?
By us.
Ah! I mean, hello, sirs. Lovely day we're all having. Isn't it?
Nice try, George, but you are nothing but powerless in what you see standing right before you.
I agree. You have done some very dirty schemes before in the past, but this is a whole new level for you. What in the name of Wilbert Audrey and Brittlecroft were you doing? Destroying almost all the buffers on Sodor and causing some of my engines to crash? Do you have any pathetic explanation you have to say?
Wait, I don't understand, sir. George told me you phoned the station master at Maithwaite and told him that you wanted us to smash the buffers because they're worn and weak. And he also said that you were going to give us a promotion.
Oh, did I really? Did I really say any of those things? And what promotion?
Well, what I mean to say is that...
Shut your ruddy mouth up, George. We don't want to hear any more from you. And we already know the full truth. You're saying that since you wanted all the railways ripped up, you've gone and destroyed all the buffers to make nearly all the engines crash and have the roads take over their work. Do you have the brains to realize how many lives you could have cost? And I'm going to say this to your disgusting face right now. Railways and roadways may be different to each other, but they are reliable in transporting passengers and delivering goods from one place to another. Yes, roads may be efficient and can go to a few areas where the rails can't reach, but there are other places where the roads can't reach either. Plus, many people rely on the railways on each and every corner of Sodor to help support their businesses. Without them, there'd be no towns or villages. And without the railways, you and many of the other road vehicles would have no work at all!
And as someone who's been very close with Sir Topham Hatt, you have no right to judge his engines. The world is changing, and so are attitudes. But since you are never always willing to change with it, stuck to your same old ways, we have all decided that there is no place or room for a life-threatening steamroller like you!
Oh! You all wouldn't dare!
Oh, yes. We are done with your anti-railway antics for the very last time. And all three of us, including the other members of the council, have thought of the perfect punishment for the remainder of your life. That's right. Since you love to flatten up rusty engines in the scrapyards, then we're going to send you to one at Barry Island in Wales. However, you won't be doing any more rolling around or smashing up things. In fact, you will be reused as a stationary boiler, and the rest of your parts, including your roller and cab, will be turned into scrap metal. Consider this your main promotion.
No! No! This can't be happening! You can't do this to me! Driver, please! Help me!
Oh, I'm sorry, George. But after all the horrible things you've done in the past, and present till now, who wants to save a fat green toad on the road like you? Because guess what? It's the final nail in the roller for you!
You will go to Wellsworth Yards and wait there. A lorry will come and take you away tomorrow morning. Jerry, after you drop him off, I'll come by to pick you up, and I'll assign you to another job after this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With pleasure.
And without another word, George rolled silently away without taking another single look at everyone who all glared at him.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. But I must sincerely apologize to you, Sir Topham, and the rest of the engines too. Honestly, I only regret on behalf of myself and the Council that we hadn't stopped George's rampage this sooner.
No, Mr. Mayor. It would be unfair to blame all of you. Even I didn't think it would reach a turning point. I will say this, though, for it's a miracle that this happened before my upcoming holiday next month.
Holiday, sir?
Oh, yes, Edward. My family and I needed some time off in London for a few days. Running a railway is hard work, and I'm not getting any younger than I used to be. Have you ever thought about who's going to be your substitute while you're gone, sir? That I was originally going to, but not earlier, and with all the chaos George has caused, now I have no other option. Unless... Edward, you are very knowledgeable and experienced about the railway for many years. How would you like to become the temporary controller while I'm away?
Oh, yes, sir. It would be my privilege to help run the railway for a while.
Then it's settled. But first things first, we must get the rest of the island back on track again, starting now.
And so the next day, George is soon loaded onto a lorry ready to be taken away to his final destination in Wales. Along the way, he passed other engines and road vehicles. While some all gave him smirks for what he deserved, while most others gave the green steamroller the cold shoulder. Needless to say, for the first time in his whole life, George finally couldn't muster any more words or rage in his mouth. As for his former driver, he was finally relieved of his former duty and was promoted to become station master at Wellsworth Station, much to his delight. And finally, for the rest of the NWR, repair work started on all the buffers. While there is so much delay and confusion, not to mention the backlog on several of the other engines that are still being repaired, but in several months' time, life slowly returned to normal, and the engines and road vehicles continued to do their work in peace, happy and glad to be free from the havoc of George the Steamroller. And between you and us all, I don't think he deserves any sympathy at all.